Alright guys, what is up? Today is 5/9/2026. Usually I would be doing this on a Sunday, but I am doing it here on a Saturday. First thing I want to go ahead and state straight off of the gate is this is a watch list video. I want to go ahead and let you guys know if you hear some raging in the back or some like victory screaming or whatever the case may be. My wife is playing Fortnite with her niece, so she might get killed or she might get a victory royale. Who knows? You guys might hear some raging. You guys might hear some celebrating. If you guys do, feel free to comment it. But one thing I want to go ahead and talk about in the beginning of this watch list, straight out the gate, is I want to talk about QQQs and I want to talk about the SPY. You guys see me looking to the left. It's because I want to make sure that my camera is not going to be blocking candlesticks. So every so often I will be looking to the left, and then if I zoom in on my Thinkorswim and it blocks out the candlesticks, I'm going to move my face cam. So with that being said, one thing I want to talk about is the Qs. The Qs have been straight vertical. I mean, we have moved up. Let's pull this up. We have moved up damn near like 28% in literally like what, a couple of months, a month. Like we have moved extremely fast, extremely linear, just straight in one direction, and then we had a really I mean, there's not a lot of volume coming in, guys. Like, I know a lot of people, when this breakout was happening, a lot of people were like, no way this breakout is real because the volume was depleted. But everyone who said that missed out on this whole run. There are people that are currently locked out of this market currently. Like, and it's hard to say, you know, if this is the blow off, if Monday's gonna be a blow off, if Tuesday's gonna be a blow off move to set things back. But you know, the volume is not saying that right now. Like, straight out the gate, like it's just not. You know, this can grind on a lot further than what people think, right? You have to understand that prior to this, you know, straight vertical up move, you know, we had a bit of volatility coming in. And what does volatility do? Well, volatility brings in, after the volatility gets settled out, it brings in, you know, a nice grind, you know, higher move usually. A good example of this is if you want to go back to 2020's COVID crisis, if you want to go back to Yenmageddon, if you want to go back to DeepSeek, if you want to go back to, I mean, Liberation, if you want to go back to any of those time frames, what you're going to notice is you're going to notice a very high increase in volatility, and then once that settles down, you get incredible ramp ups, and they last a long time. Now, I do think we are getting very extended. If you look at the left here, we are 8 times, you know, 8 ATRs essentially from the 50 SMA. That is insane. I think that Ariel had stated this is the first time in QQQ history that we have been 8 times the average true range from the 50 SMA. It might be the first time. Now let's pull up the SPY really quick. The SPY is 7 times. And look how linear these moves are. I'm going to be completely honest, guys. We're going to go over everything on my watch list, and this is going to be quite a long video. So please get your popcorn ready. Please do not have, you know, a lot of people have really short attention spans nowadays because of TikTok and scrolling. Please lock in here, bro, because I'm going to go over some of these names. I'm going to go, you know, over what I want to see and how I'm going to set everything up, guys, because this is my $30,000 account that I am looking to grow into a multi-million-dollar account, doing it the right way from the likes of Ariel, People Wish, Nick Drendo, you know, Short Bear, Qual Maggie. I mean, learning from some of the greats, you know. I'm basically taking their edges, combining it all into one, and utilizing it as a place for me to go ahead and scale up, because I have intraday traded for a very long time, and I'm done with it. You know, I'm gonna swing trade now. I want to grow my account 100x, and that's just where I'm at in my career now. You know, I've been able to settle in as a good day trader, and it's time for me to really step on the gas. The bad part about it is the time frame on which I'm supposed to be stepping on the gas. Right now, this market has been so high up that I'm just hoping, you know, I'm kind of sitting here like, okay, well, can we please get, I mean, Can we get a little bit of a dip down to like the 20 daily? Like, can we have that happen on SPY, which is a 4% drawdown? Can we get that within like the next couple of days so that I can see my watch list individual names move sideways or even flush out a little bit and then catch a bid as long as SPY and QQQ catches the same type of bid? I need to see the SPY kind of pull back a little bit because it feels a little uncomfortable trying to purchase names when you're seeing the ETF, you know, like SPY and QQQ just ripping the way that it is. You know, because it feels like the inevitable pullback is not far away, but at the same time, it feels like it's so far away, right? It feels like this shit can last forever. Like, we might not see a 3 consecutive red days for like the next year. Like, that's how it really feels, right? So let's go ahead and get straight into the watch list now. I do want to go ahead and state that all of this is not buy or sell recommendations. None of this is like, you know, financial advice to go ahead and do something. This is just for educational and informational purposes only. This is stuff that I'm looking forward to into next week. And I may not even trade these guys because of the fact that we are just moving so straight up that I need some of these names to move sideways or at least provide some inside days and then a breakout. So let's get straight into it. We're going to go ahead and start with laser. Let's go here. This was on my watch list last week. This has a very, very iffy, you know, wick. So honestly, ideally, I want this name to move sideways for quite a bit. And then hopefully it can break out of kind of the zone. This did have earnings, I believe. Yeah, it did. It had earnings on this day, which is where this top wick came from. Now, is this a death candle to set the trend? I don't know. All I know is it's sitting above the 50 SMA, and until it loses that 50 SMA, I am not going to get bearish on this name. As you guys can see, I have a price alert at 77.02, which would be the basically the top end of where all this volume is, the body of the wick. I have a price alert there. If we start getting above that, kind of form some inside days to continue, I like this name for a possible long. Iron, I called this name out last week, and boy, was this a beauty. Look at this trend line break. I mean, you could have entered anywhere around here, guys, utilizing this trend line. And this was just a sick move. I mean, what are we talking about? I mean, we're talking, I think it was from, let's say hypothetically from this day, right? This is a 16% move. Wait, is this 33%? I don't, this is a 33% mover or 16%? I don't, a 33% mover, wow. In like, in 4 days. No way. 16 points. And I missed it because the money wasn't being transferred in time, guys. Oh my God. I you know, very, very upsetting. But this is still on my watch list, guys. I want to see this move sideways and then break out. So maybe we set a price alert around here, right? We go ahead, create a price alert at or above right here. And then we set a price alert on any dips towards this wick. Hopefully we build some inside days and then get some continuation on iron. That looks really good. KLAC, this is part of like the ASMLs, I believe. Like it's in that same theme, that same sector. So I really liked how this looks now. Issue is money was not transferred. So can we build a couple of inside days to then break this all-time highs and continue? That is something I'll be looking for. I don't have to worry about earnings. Earnings is gone. They do have a dividend date on 5/18. Don't know how much that really correlates with the stock, if that even really matters. All I know is that it built, you know, look at these kind of dipped, gapped up, slight gap up, dipped, inside day, right? Because it didn't close below this bottoming wick. So inside day, gap up, moving higher. Same thing. I want to see this name move sideways and keep on going. It's in a very, very strong sector. Like I said, it's with ASML, right? It's in this same sector with ASML, guys. So you already know. And by the way, in my long-term portfolio, I own ASML from like 600 and like 80s, like around here. This is where I own it in my long-term portfolio. So I own this name from down here, by the way. And this was specifically due to aerial strategy. Just want to go ahead and let you guys know that. You know, it was sub to 200 SMA, but I put on a starter and then I really got some ads in when it started to reclaim. But either way, caught ASML all throughout this, and I'm writing that in my long-term account. My buddies will tell you that too on my Discord. I've been talking about that move for a very, very long time. But KLAC is on watch, same sector, same everything. I believe, guys, my camera is going to shut off randomly at sometimes, and it'll repopulate. Just disregard if it does do that. AMKR. Thing, same sector as well. Look at this beautiful inside day. So I'm looking for a breakout here above. Pretty simple. Move sideways. It is pretty far from the 50 SMA, but we are in a market currently where we're able to get away with these entries, right? As long as this uptrend is still up and it's close to that 20 SMA, and as long as the SPY and QQQ want to follow suit, I see no problem in getting into names like this. On the other hand, guys, if we do go into next week, we get a gap up Monday, a gap up Tuesday, and then we start sitting back Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, I think you have to start reestablishing what you're looking at and how you're going to go ahead and enter some of these trades. You're going to have to go a little bit more risk off and really allow some sideways action for the 50 SMA to catch up to some of these names, guys. So AMKR looks good for a possible breakout. As long as the market can continue some strength, I might take this if it could break out for maybe 2-3 days and then get rid of it depending on a gap down or whatever the case may be. So that looks really good. ACHR, same, I think same sector as well. Broke all-time highs. I want to see kind of this area hold here, so we'll put a price alert at below. I want to see this whole area kind of hold and continue higher yet again. It's not too far off of the 50, right? It's four times the 50 SMA, the average range. So it's not too far. We have that, you know, the undercut and rally on this is actually so incredible, by the way. It undercutted the daily 20 and the daily 10 and reclaimed it all while getting real close to that 50 SMA. That's a beauty. Let's see how this goes ahead and carries on. A little bit more sideways. Maybe allowed the 50 SMA to catch up a bit and then break out again. Who knows? I'm interested in this name, though. Looks really, really good. SECO, I believe this is copper. Is built in quite a few nice inside days. All I'm looking for, honestly, is a breakout of this level right here on my price alert. I'm looking for a breakout over that level. We are only 0.6 away, ATRs away from the 50 SMA, the average true range of the 50 SMA. And I'm just looking for this to break out. It had a couple of inside days. Copper is something that people are interested in right now. You know, it's building strength. I do like it. If we go ahead and pull out a weekly, look how the weekly looks. The weekly looks really, really good. We pull up a monthly. The monthly looks really, really good, right? So this is something that I'm really looking. This is a high priority for me. This is a very, very high priority name that I'm really, really looking at. So SECO is a top watch, guys. It's a top watch for me. Like the way it's building the inside days, and I can utilize whenever I get in as the lower day as my stop, right? The previous day lows will be my stop if we can get that breakout. Cores, I had this last week. Look how beautiful it broke out of this flag, guys. This was some of these names that I'm looking at, guys, were posted last week. You know, this was one of those names. Got a beautiful, you know, breakout of this trend line. Dipped all the way up. And now, honestly, it just has to move sideways. We pull up the weekly. Let's see how this looks on the weekly. Oh, this is the monthly. That looks good, which means the weekly is going to look beautiful. Yeah, beautiful, honestly. Let's get back over this area right here, guys. Let's get back over this kind of pivot. Get back over this area. But ideally, move sideways. Form some higher lows. Build out. Only 3 times away from its 50. Like it. That's definitely a name you want to be able to look at. Kalu, 5.2 times ATR, but moving sideways. This is aluminum, and I want to see this kind of. I mean, it's forming the inside day, so let's get a couple of sideways days. Have that 20 build up a little bit more, and then break out 183. I'll be able to utilize that as an entry, get in for a breakout. I believe this is all-time highs as well. It is all-time highs. So beautiful. I like it. We'll keep this on watch. This is a high priority as well, guys. So 2 names that are high priority for me, Kalu and SECO. Those are 2 high priority names that I will be looking at. Let's go ahead and look at Rio. Rio, beautiful inside days as well. Got a nice little gap up. I want to see it build. I want to see it build here. You know, you might be able to get away with some of these little extensions away from the 50 SMA in this market, guys. You know, so let's get this to build a little bit more, breakout, and then and I'll be interested in that. So that's a really good name. RMBS, I believe this is in the semis as well, if I'm not mistaken. This is in I believe this is semiconductors. It is 2 times ATR away from the 50. Got a couple of inside days. I'm looking for that breakout over 130, 178. I will be utilizing my stop as previous day lows as well if we do get that breakout. You know, kind of wicking off the daily 20s. You know, we have a descending daily 10. I want to see that kind of build back up. But the daily 20 is holding it really, really nice. So I do like that. NVT. This name looks pretty nice. I'm going to be completely honest. This is a pretty decent gap up. I want to see this actually come back and kind of retest this area, guys. So move sideways within this range here. And I want to see kind of get to the 160s. Let that 50 SMA creep up. Let the daily 20 creep up. It looks like by the time it gets to 160, the daily 10 will be sitting like right at it. So let this kind of move sideways and build and then get a breakout. No problem waiting on that. That looks really, really good in my opinion. We'll pull up the monthly and the weekly here. Look at this. Looks clean. This is what I like to see. This is what I like to see, guys. This type of action is what I want to see. I want to see breakouts on the monthly, the weekly, and the daily, and NVT is providing that. I do like it. Just got to move a little bit sideways. Give it some time. CEN. I mean, it's kind of... Look, this is just a straight up line. Here's the thing about moves like this, right? It can move further. It can move higher, right? But, I mean, this is such a... I mean, $70 all the way up here, man. Like, that's an incredible gainer. And it's been riding a tight rope, guys. I mean, this thing has been riding a tight... Every time it taps that 50, it's just being bought up by institutions. Even when it gets these higher lows, guys. Daily 20 SMA higher low, undercut and rally on the daily 20 higher low, and it kind of bids up. So I want to see the next couple of days it build on the 20. I want to see if it's going to fail to follow through under the 20 SMA and kind of show a change of character. And if it does, I want to really see how it's going to look at that 50 SMA. Because if it pulls something like this, something like this, something like this, you know, like this, I want to be able to be there as long as that 50 SMA holds. So this is going to be a very good watch. Time will tell on this name. I really like that. We have TER, which is Teradyne, if I'm not mistaken. It's also in the semiconductor group. Let this form out a couple of more inside days. It's not too far off that 50 SMA. As long as these semiconductors can keep building traction, I do really like these names to go ahead and build and move higher. That's why I got that 379 kind of a breakout. Let it move sideways for a bit, soak up, hold that 50, and then rip higher back above that daily 20 SMA. I really like this name for the possibility of another breakout. And if we pull up that monthly, notice how nice breakout. We pull up the weekly. Looks good. I mean, this red candle is kind of an engulfing one, and I think it did a 50% retracement and wick off of it. So we'll see how that looks. Let this build out a little bit longer. You know, it's in a very strong theme. It's in a very strong market. Everything is leading in the right direction for this name to go ahead and keep continuing. So we'll go ahead and see how that looks. Looks very good to me. STLD. This name was an absolute beauty. I called it last week. I said that there are institutions here purchasing this name. You could tell by these wicks here. And we got a nice little rip up. Honestly, like, I want this thing to kind of move sideways and then build, and then we'll see how this wants to go. I think the monthly's on a breakout, the weekly's on a breakout. Yeah, I think the monthly's on a breakout as well. Yeah, so pull up the monthly. Yeah, monthly's on a breakout as well. I want to see this move sideways. Maybe, you know, maybe we get another dip to this accumulation phase, and then I want to see it build off of that. If not, and it breaks out over this engulfing candle, I will utilize whenever that breakout happens, the prior day low as it. I don't know why my camera keeps doing that. I think my camera's wiring is really close to my mouse, so that's why we keep getting that. We'll go to Bloom Energy now. Obviously, this name has been relatively strong. It's in a good group. You know, I want to see this kind of just keep soaking this daily 20 for the next couple of days, move sideways, and see if we can get back over 300 and hold. In a strong market, in a good theme. Let's see how this Bloom Energy wants to react. I got some price alerts set, and we'll see how this thing wants to go ahead and build the next couple of days. I really like how that looks, by the way. SOLS. I was debating when I was looking at this, did I want to take this off my watch list? Did I want to keep it? We'll keep it on. It seems like it's really range bound right now. It's on the 50 SMA. You know, it's on the daily is kind of like, you know, double topped. The weekly kind of double topped. Monthly, you know. We'll keep it on watch. We'll see how this thing wants to base out and move sideways. I have some price alerts. Nothing to be said about that. Amazon, I had it on last week. It still was nice continuating what I was basically stating. Look at how I had this price alert last week. It got very, very close and then ripped right off, basically because of earnings. And, you know, yeah. So, I mean, this name still wants to continue. I find it really hard to believe that Amazon's just going to break out and not continue kind of moving in a linear way. The only reason why I say that is because of how long it took for it to kind of get out of this range, right? And then you get this big engulfing green candle on the monthly. You look at the weekly. I mean, it's insane, right? So I think that this name is one of those names that keep on going in this market, and we'll see how that goes. That's going to be on a watch. SAIA, this is a chunky company. It was looking very, very good. The monthly looks good. Daily, got to break out some more sideways action. Maybe we get some more sideways. Put a price alert up here for the breakout. And then let's see if we can get like something down here. Put a price alert down here below. And let's see how this thing moves sideways. It's been moving sideways really, really well. Build a couple of inside days. Let's find out how the macro markets are going to end up looking, opening, and moving. And it's only 3 times its ATR away from the 50. So this is a good name, buyable name. I want to see it kind of build over, breakout, and I'm 100% behind that if it can go ahead and build out properly. CRDO, build a couple of inside days, 20s building, but you know, we'll see. I mean, we're 3.74 times away from the ATR. You know, has big range, by the way. So we'll see, man. We'll see how this ends up looking. I mean, I don't know. Let this move sideways a little bit more. Let it build out, and then we'll see. It kind of feels double toppy, but I mean, if it builds inside day, the market, you know, is strong, then I can't argue it. Same thing with CRUS. Inside days, let it build, move sideways, and you know, the weekly looks nice. Monthly looks incredible. We'll keep this on watch. Let it move sideways for the breakout. You know, put a couple of price alerts towards this daily 20. Maybe we get another, you know, previous day low test down here. And I want to see that kind of build and keep building off that daily 20, hopefully, for the possible breakout. VRT, same concept, right? I think this name's been moving good on the weekly. Yeah, weekly's on a breakout. Let's see the monthly. Monthly's on a breakout. We keep this on watch, guys. Let this move sideways. Let it maybe dip towards that daily 20. It seems to me moving in a really clean line, right? So let it just move and move sideways, and then play for that breakout if it occurs and the market does agree. ALM, believe this is. I got kind of this little Dorito thing on this name. I got a price alert if it falls below, and I have a price alert if it breaks above. Let's pull up the weekly. That looks pretty clean. Let's look up the monthly. The monthly. That looks pretty clean. It just built out actually the 200 daily SMA. So it just got its daily 200 in. So let's see how this ends up building out. If you can get a break over the top end, I do like the possible long stops, basically at previous day lows. And yeah, so we'll see how this ends up working out. Really good name. Netflix, this has been a dog. I posted it in Ariel's Discord. You know, this name has just been absolutely butchered. It's just been left for dead. Nobody wants it. Let's see if this thing, I mean, it's really close to this kind of gap. Actually, it filled this gap if you're kind of, you know, looking at this right here. Let's do an app below. Yeah, kind of already filled this gap here. Obviously, this is the closing gap, but it got to the highs. So let me actually put a, not only a price alert, but let me put a price line here. Let's say, man, if Netflix could start building, man, this is where me and, oh my God, my camera completely shut out, guys. No way. All right, so let me take that off then. Didn't even notice because I'm so focused on this. You know, let's see how this thing starts to build out, and yeah, let's see it move sideways a little bit, and then build and move forward. My camera's completely out. No, okay, it's back. Man, this has been such a pain with my camera. I don't know what's going on. I gotta fix probably the wiring on this because I know it has to be hella annoying. Let's let this kind of build out a little bit more. Netflix, I do think that it could have a good turnaround. XPO, same kind of little, you know, line. It's right at the 50 SMA. As you guys can tell, last time it's gotten into the 50s, it has soaked to reclaim. So let's see if this thing could kind of do the same thing. This is all macro market dependent. You know, the weekly looks really clean. Monthly obviously looks clean. So let's see if this thing could start building off of this 50 SMA. And we get a nice little bid on XPO. CCJ, Couple of inside days. You know, let's get some more inside days really close to that 50 SMA. Hopefully it builds. It could surge off of it. I really, really would like that. That would look pretty sexy to me. I actually wouldn't mind maybe like a price alert here as well. Yeah, let's put a price alert there. CCJ, definitely on watch. MCHP, which is a microchip. It's semiconductors. I'm not interested in this name, guys. I'll keep it on my watch. Too far, extended to 6 times the 50 SMA. Don't really want to go ahead and dive into this name. It's a little too extended for me. I'll keep it on watch just in case it wants to move sideways and let that 50 SMA build up. But I'm not touching that. MP, let this thing build up. Let it keep moving sideways. You know, kind of got to get this breakout over this key level over here. I feel like every time it gets above it, it kind of just flakes and falls back. So let's see this thing kind of build out some higher lows against some of these moving averages and get some continuation. I am not opposed to putting maybe 3% of my portfolio into some MP and just letting that thing work and play out. Because at some point, man, you know, what is it? The U.S. government owns 10% of MP. Like, can this thing pull an Intel? That's kind of what's in the back of my mind. You know, Intel just luckily is in the strongest sector, right? It's in the, you know, processor kind of sector, the microchips, the semiconductors. It's in that sector. So, want to see MP get some building action. I am not against, you know, maybe utilizing 3% of my portfolio here and just letting it get some additional wiggle room and adding as it starts to work, but not like stressing out if it just kind of dips to 200 and then reclaims it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to stop out like that. So maybe I throw a little 3% position on, and then as it builds and it starts really forming those higher lows and then breaks out, add on to it to maybe get like a 7 to 10% position in the portfolio. CLS, got this little price alert. Let it move sideways. Continue. I mean, we pull up the weekly. Weekly looks. It flushed out, reclaimed. Now it's flushing out again. Who knows? Is 420 a struggle point? Who knows? Let it build sideways and reclaim. Monthly looks clean. Maybe it's just coming back to, you know, retest these all-time highs. That's my thoughts. CNX still on watch. You know, let this kind of build out more. It's right at the 50 SMA. If it can kind of start moving sideways and then we get a nice little breakout over 60s, kind of build over and then break over 62s. Let me put a price alert at 62s as well. Doesn't have to be perfect. I can put it right here. It's fine. Let it break over and then break out. Why not? It actually is retesting this downward trend line. So why not? Keep that on watch. UEC, same sector as I believe MP. It's uranium. I like how it's kind of grinding, you know, on this trend line here. So let's see it build out. Might put a little bit of a position on this and see how it wants to build as well. Maybe like 2% or 1% of the portfolio, and then let it kind of just work. And then as it builds, you know, just to keep an eye on it, you know, let it build. And then as it starts to break out, I might be interested in this name for possible, you know, a bigger padding on the portfolio. Maybe it goes from like 1% to like 5% in my portfolio. And then Ubiquity. This had pretty shit earnings. I want to see how it's going to build next couple of days. Nothing crazy. That is all I have, guys. I do have a universe list with, you know, Microsoft, Apple, all of these names. But, guys, you should be checking those names all the fucking time anyways. Like, there's no reason for me to go over those names. You should always be looking at, like, the Mag 7 names. I know Tesla had an incredible week. So, with that being said, these are the names I'm looking at aside from, you know, the universe list, which is the AMDs, the NVIDIAs, the Apples, Microsoft, you know, the Mag 7 type of names, the big names. And that's all I honestly have for you guys. Just make sure that everything I did state is all depending, guys, on how the QQQs and the SPY is going to be acting, guys. It really is. I cannot stress this enough, guys. If the Qs are going to be on Monday gapping down, it'll change the whole trajectory on this watch list, guys. Do not get married to a game plan, right? It's strong opinions loosely held, right? You have to have that. Like, I have strong opinions on all of these names, guys, but if the market is not acting right for me to go long any of these names, Well, I'm more than likely going to try to find some puts or maybe some shorts. You know, maybe like things like Saxo, right? Maybe this has the blow off move. Who knows? All I know is that I want to go ahead and follow what the market is telling me. I don't want to go ahead and fight price action. I want everything to work for me. So that's all I have for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's 30 minutes of your time. I hope you guys have a game plan. Hope you guys enjoyed the watch list. I know a lot of this sounds like redundancies from Ariel. And I know I might get some comments, right? I might get some comments like, oh, this guy's just a copy of Qual Maggie. Oh, this guy's just a copy of Ariel. Oh, People Wish or whatever, so on and so forth. Why the fuck would I not copy them, guys? Why? Why would I not copy and do the same shit as multi-millionaire traders? You know, why would I not? I mean, make it make sense, guys. Come on now. So that's my thoughts on that. Love you guys. And I will more than likely see you guys tomorrow as well, or Monday. I'll see you guys on Monday, and then I'll give you guys, you know, what I got positioned into, what I'm holding for, and all of that. But that's all I have. Hope you guys enjoyed. Love y'all.